Hello and welcome, all my beautiful, vibrant hearts and ephemeral souls who are Virgo suns, have big Virgo placements, or are cross watchers for Virgo. Welcome to your month ahead messages, looking at the month of May 2025. So the way things are going to work today is I will use the Oracle decks to pull your overarching themes for your month ahead. I will then use the tarot to clarify, get further details and messages. So with that, let's dive in and see what the month of May holds for you. It is absolutely this one. I'm getting this feeling, a lot of you guys are in this, like, I'm getting repose. There's like this energy of rest, peaceful. Some of you have been doing a lot of yoga lately. I'm getting like reclined butterfly pose. I don't know if you like that one. A lot of restorative yoga is the energy here. But you've been in this period of rest. You're surrendering to a period of rest. And it's like once that happens, just because I knew very, very quickly what the right card was, the right answer or the way forward, the best path is going to reveal itself very quickly. And it's going to be very, very obvious. We have magic at the bottom. It was reversed. Magic is real. You know, I don't usually read oracle cards reversed, but there's something where it feels like it's not coming together. Something's very like halted. It's very like gritty energy here. This could have something to do with your 11th house. This could have something to do with your friends, with something that you really want to make happen. Some of you are looking for your purpose and it feels like you can't find it. You can't win for trying is something I'm kind of picking up. Yeah, here it is. So at the bottom we have shake, release, heal, and move on. This is why something hasn't quite come together yet. You're not totally done with the healing process. Because we have the yellow, orange, pink, and purple, right? That would be solar plexus, sacral, heart, and crown chakra, respectively, as well as like third eye kind of energy. You have a vision, and it feels like you're emotionally connected to your vision, right? And so that's a huge part of it. But in order to be able to properly manifest, because the solar plexus and the sacral represent the divine masculine and feminine energy, there needs to be this purging of shadow. And it feels like you're mostly done, or you've got enough like shadow work out of the way that this can happen. But you're going through a big release period. 27 is on this card, so that reduces to a 9. You're almost done with this cycle of healing. But that's why things haven't fully come together yet. Is because in order to have like the full manifestation of this energy, it's really, really important to clear the clutter away. And we have like this kind of, it's not a gazelle, I guess it's kind of a deer. There's like a skittishness here. So for some of you, I feel like there is something that needs to be healed that keeps you in this skittish energy. Whether it's just a fear of not having what you need, whether it's a fear of success. Again, there's like anxiety that's kind of taking place, and I don't mean that to be diagnostic. This is just kind of describing the feeling. That's something that I feel like when you're able to kind of deal with that, it feels like you guys are purging a lot of energy right now. And when you're able to kind of deal with that and work through it, like work on releasing that, that's where something like the magic will kind of come together for you. Okay. Tantric journey. 42 reduces to a 6. Says the frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge of wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our essential experiences with ourselves and with another. So I realize we all have our ideas about what this might mean. And for some of you, that may be a part of, you might have a very like sensuous union with another person that's helping release some of this energy. But this also, to me, like Tantra is kind of a deeply, I wouldn't say misunderstood practice, but yeah, I guess I'll say that just for, ease of terminology here. And it's really about connecting to the, the ecstatic bliss that we can experience in this physical form, as a way of like connecting to the divine, right? Through our physical body, through our physical senses. And so some of you might be doing some somatic healing. I think that's why I was picking up yoga. There's a sense of like being in your body. Some of you are releasing a bit of like stored energy, or even like a little bit of trauma when it comes to the physical body. That's something you've been working on, but it's very important to be grounded. And there might be somebody in your life that's helping facilitate this. This could be even like a yoga teacher, a practitioner. There's a Reiki practitioner that might want to work with you, but there's this big like release of energy that's taking place here, and this has a lot to do with purging it from your physical body. I feel like some of you, you're getting in touch with a depth of feeling about something that happened. And it's like you're finally, like some of you, you're going to have like a really good cry. I'm getting like shaking sobs kind of a cry, but it's good. It's been in there for a really long time. These are old tears is a phrase. I like that one a lot. Some of you, you're gonna like have some experience where you're finally moving this energy out. Some of you, this is super specific, you're going like kayaking or canoeing, and there's just going to be this experience of like, I'm getting like, pushing the paddle. There's something where you feel like you're the energy is leaving you, right? And of course, in a literal sense, you could be experiencing the release. Some of you might be experiencing a kind of release or like a moving through energy when it comes to like sexual trauma or like something difficult that's happened. I'm getting shame is an energy that I'm picking up here. Yep. See beyond the past. I feel like you guys are finding, we have 23 here, by the way, so that reduces to a 5. You guys are finding there's something where you've deeply internalized some feelings of shame. Right, and on the surface, right, we have this like regular swan. On the surface, it feels like you might see yourself as, as virtuous, as beautiful, as, I want to say right is a word that's coming through, but there's this shadow aspect of self that feels unloved, unlovable, that feels shameful about something. And I feel like this has caused you a lot more sadness than you might realize. Yeah, and even like the swan here, it's hard to see, but they're crying. Some of you, you're going to have a great cry this month, and it's going to just be so cathartic. Because it's not just like releasing sadness over whatever this is. This is like releasing a lot of shadow energy, like quite a lot. For some of you, you're releasing, because I'm getting choked up even thinking about this one. You're releasing shadow energy about a relationship that you were very like wedded to. This doesn't have to be like literally you're married, but like you were very, very connected to. There was a spiritual union. For some, this person was like somebody here who like helped inspire a Kundalini awakening. And there's this kind of like juxtaposition of being able to fully recognize and feel and embrace how important this person was to your journey and the fact that it's over, or the fact that they've both been very important and very painful at the same time. There's like holding space and balance for two seemingly oppositional energies. So let's get some more details. 3 of Cups. Some of you, I'm getting this energy, you've been waiting for a reunion for a long time, and there's like this energy of like letting go of that, right? Finally recognizing that somebody's not coming back. Queen of Cups. Some of you, this is a child's parent. We have Death at the bottom. So we have Cancer, we have Scorpio. A lot of Cancer here. The 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And the 8 of Wands. Okay. This is super specific. Well, there's a couple of major things that I'm seeing here, right? So first of all, I feel like this is a time where you might be surrounded by friends this month or have a lot of really good support. I do feel like you're going to be receiving a lot of love. Like your cup runneth over. Some of you, you're pregnant, or somebody that you're close with is pregnant. You might be going to a baby shower. But some of you are also releasing old sadness when it comes to a mother, just because the Queen of Cups is a maternal archetype. When it comes to a mother, especially about how this person made you feel about yourself, because Mother's Day is coming up, and that could be an emotional thing anyway. And I feel like what's happening here with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius, which can represent a very expansive mindset, expansive mind frame here. And I feel like what's going to be happening this month is that you could be having some big epiphanies. I just noticed, I've used this deck a bunch, but I've just noticed she's clutching a cat. Like, I never noticed that before. And the cats represent our intuition and our magic. There is a sense here where what's going to be happening this month is that there's a greater understanding. And I feel like this greater understanding that's coming in allows you to move out of this Five of Pentacles energy of not feeling good enough. And it feels like it comes on suddenly with the tornado. It could feel very scary. It's a whirlwind of emotions and thoughts. Some of you have been holding on intuitively to the idea, like, I am good enough, I can do this, I do deserve to create the life I desire. But it feels like you're letting go of this past, and it kind of comes on suddenly. Again, with that Three of Cups, it could be inspired by the fact that, like, you're spending time with people you love. It's hard to see, but in this version, we have kind of maiden mother and crone energy here. So you could be spending time with other feminine energies, like in your life. So this is, again, like somebody could be having a baby shower. Mother's Day, could be spending time with a grandmother. Somebody could have a birthday coming up. There could be a Cancer in your life who's got a birthday coming up, and you're spending time with them, or you're thinking about them. For some, there's like an anniversary of somebody's passing, and it comes up and it's just very emotional. But, you know, with this tantric journey energy here, again, there's a sense of being grounded in the physical body, in the moment, to experience the joys of being human. Some of you with the Three of Cups, you've let go of like a vice. Sometimes that can represent drinking and partying. You've let go of a vice. And it's like you've really shown up for yourself. Because what I'm seeing with CB on the past, this being, 23 reducing to a 5, and then we have a 5 here, what you've really let go of with the Five of Pentacles is not feeling good enough. Not feeling good enough for the support that you need, for the relationships you would like, not feeling good enough to have what you want out of life. There's something kind of like that. Some of you guys, it's like you're finally letting go, right? She's got one wand and the rest are all flying around. You're finally letting go of some things that you used to hold on to try to feel secure, because there's a trust in the universe of like, okay, I'm going to get what I want. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the present moment, even if that means I have to like let go of things. There's a big release here. I want to get some more details to kind of hone in on our central thesis here a little more, because I know Virgo loves a central thesis. Yeah, that was at the bottom before. Scorpio energy here as well. You might be dealing with a Scorpio. You might have Scorpio placements. This is because one door is shut and the new one is beckoning. Some of you guys, there's an ending that you fear immensely. You know it's time. Yeah, the Chariot wanted to pop out under that Cancer's energy. Some of you are moving. Again, you're relocating. This could be happening very quickly. Knight of Pentacles. Whatever this is, though, you have been moving toward this. But let's see what else you get. The Ace of Pentacles. This is a baby card as well. So again, some of you could be, conceiving, could be your partner is having a child. There could be a child being born in your family. We have Strength, Leo energy. So, you may also have Leo placements. And the King of Swords, Libra. Okay. And it's interesting too, because we had the tornado and then there's a tornado here. I feel like whatever has happened in your life that has been challenging, you've had to really overcome this by being very, very sure of your path, being very sure where you're going. You're a master of the mind, right? Mercury energy, Virgo vibes. You're a master of the mind. The King of Swords is very intentional. I like that he's got the book propped open here, right? You have made sense of your story for yourself, right? And it's interesting, we have the, the king and queen of, the mind and the heart. It feels like you know how to be the King of Swords. You know how to, you have a vision, you know how to create the idea of what you want. You know how to say yes to things that align with that vision and how to say no to things that take you further away from it. And it feels like this is really this is a time in your life and in your journey, especially this month, where this is more with that Queen of Cups and the Strength card, about tuning into the strength of your emotions, about being able to tap into those feelings and to not be overwhelmed by them, right? There's like a sense, you know what this feels like? It feels like there's a surrender. There's a surrender to the emotional storm because there's an awareness. Maybe in the past, this was like destabilizing for you. There's an awareness here of like, okay, even if I have turbulent emotions, even if I'm purging these really difficult things, I am not my feelings. I am not my thoughts. I am not my moments, right? It's just a moment. There is a sense of power over your own internal state that maybe you didn't have before, but you do now. And so this feels like a month where you're able to start this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. And again, this beginning, King of Swords, Queen of Cups, of being able to balance the masculine and feminine, the heart and the mind. In order to start a new journey, this might be inspired by a new journey with the Ace of Pentacles. Some of you are getting a new opportunity again to move, a new job. You're getting some financial assistance. There is a birth or a pregnancy in your family or with people that you care about. And there is a sense here of being able to really hold space in like a deep emotional way for where you've been and where you're going. Strength is about digging deep in the heart space, right? That emotional discipline. And it doesn't come from saying no to our feelings. It comes from embracing our feelings, but not being overwhelmed by them. That's the strength there. Because we can't pretend that we are not emotional beings. We are. We're not only emotional beings, and we can't always put that in the driver's seat, but like we are emotional beings, and pretending that we're not isn't helping anyone. It's not doing anyone any favors. And so there's a sense here where I feel like you're in a place to process some old stuff as you prepare for a new chapter and hold in equal value and measure the ability to be deeply emotionally connected while also to be incredibly mentally disciplined. I do, I guess, want to clarify Tantric journey really quickly again, because there's going to be some somatic work that I think will be very valuable to you this month, but I want to clarify a little more. Yeah, 9 of Wands, there's that guarded defensiveness. You might notice this in your body a lot, and that might be kind of starting to come down. King of Wands. There might be somebody who you feel really guarded with. Could be a Leo. And with the Ace of Pentacles and Strength as well, this could be a new beginning that is brought to you. For some, this is somebody that really wants to be with you, and you might feel very guarded against them, whether you have a past with them or not. This is somebody who might want to take you out of your masculine energy so you can be in that Queen of Cups energy. You don't have to be guarded with them. You don't have to take the lead. You don't have to, with the King of Swords, be in charge of everything and plan everything. This person just wants to kind of do it for you. This person wants to connect with you at a deep level. And this might be both very, very beautiful to you, but also kind of painful. Might bring up some old stuff, especially if you do have history with this person. 6 of Swords. And there's a healing that takes place as a result. Some of you feel like you're, excuse me, you're looking back at your experiences and shifting your perspective, right? Not seeing them through the eyes of all the things you've had to go through, but all the lessons it's taught you, all the wisdom it's taught you, and you're kind of seeing yourself differently, and that does allow for healing. So while there's like a little bit of like, the pain, there's emotional soreness about this, there's kind of a sense of accepting things as they are and no longer letting it be a narrative of pain, anger, irritation, and thus of, a world you have to defend yourself from. You're making peace with what's happened. Yeah, 2 of Swords, because this is what you've been stuck on. And again, this goes back to the beginning. You're trying to manifest something, but what's been keeping you stuck is these thoughts and emotions that affect your decision making. That's why, see how one sword is here, one of the daggers is here, she hasn't thrown the other one? That's why when it comes to your vision, you've already hit the target. You know what you want, but you're having trouble manifesting it because there's been this emotional blockage. This is going to be a time to be purging that emotional blockage, whether this is something that you do on your own, something that's facilitated for some. This King of Wands represents like somebody who's a content creator, a coach, and they just have things to say. You might be, again, very like guarded and defensive with this person, but they just know what to say. It's like they see you without you having to say anything, and it's just a very healing thing. It sparks something new. For some, this is a family member, and there's finally the apology that you've been looking for. You guys are finally able to connect better. We have an orange cat here, so this person might be kind of like, you know, zany and all over the place and a little bit like, ah. But it feels like this person, you know, is here to kind of, they're here to help. They're here to help, ultimately. And you might be healing things with this person. But there is a deep healing that's taking place. Because again, King of Swords, you have the vision, you have the goals. Now, Queen of Cups, it's time to be receptive emotionally to what you want, right? Because you've already visualized it, you're calling it in, but the universe can't bring it to you if you're fighting it off at every turn. So this is going to be a month where you're going to be purging some painful things. One last card for the road. Yeah, the Hermit. And there it is, Virgo vibes. This is going to be a time to reflect, to be meditative, to feel close to spirit, and to feel like you can be at peace and at rest. So don't be surprised if there's like a process of like a little bit of triggering, and then there's the rest period, or vice versa. You're in a rest period, something gets triggered, and it's big release. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this has been helpful. Yeah, I'm wishing you a safe, happy, healthy month ahead. Take care. Bye.